Hello, fifth grade. I wanted to go through and demo a couple division problems for you so that you're able to use this video to reference back to if you need some help with your division. So, excuse me, I'm going to use the digit by digit method. We talked about 3 different ones yesterday. We talked about place value sections, we talked about expanded notation, and then this is the digit by digit method that I'm going to do, which is typically called long division or your algorithm. This is the one, like I said, your parents would be the most familiar with. If you are a fan of the other methods and you want some examples, please let me know and I will get you those as videos as well. So digit by digit, we talked about there are some really general steps. We know we have to divide. We then will multiply. After we multiply, we need to subtract, and then our last step is bring down the digit. Once we get through these steps, we start all over again. So we divide, we multiply, we subtract, we bring down. I also suggested to you to get a Post-it note or another piece of paper so that you can cover up the rest of the digits and work on these one at a time. I find this really helpful. It also kind of helps you keep everything in line so that you are making sure to bring things down straight. If you're someone that needs help with keeping things neat, I would also suggest using your binder paper sideways, putting each digit in each column, and then you can really see where those get brought down to. So I'm going to go ahead and start with dividing. So I look at 6, and how many times does 6 go into 5? Or how many groups of 6 can I make if I have 5? And the answer to that is 0, because 5 is less than 6. I'm going to put a 0 for a placeholder here because I don't want to get confused and write my digit in the wrong place. So I'm going to move this over, and now I'm looking at 53 divided by 6. Or how many times does 6 go into 53? I'm going to use my math facts. 6 times 9 is 54, so I know that's too much. 6 times 8 is 48, so I'm going to do that one. So 6 times 8. Now I multiply. 8 times 6 is 48. I line up my digits, and I subtract. If I need to borrow, I can do that, and I turn the 5 into a 4, and so the 3 becomes a 13. I'm going to then subtract. 13 minus 8 is 5. So I divided, I multiplied, I subtracted, and now I need to bring down the next digit. So I'm going to reveal the next one and bring down the 8. So now I have 6 into 58, or 58 divided by 6. 6 goes into 58. Well, I know it's not 8 because 6 times 8 is 48. It has to be more. So 6 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. So I'm going to write down the 5 and the 4, and I'm going to subtract. Divide, multiply, subtract. 8 minus 4 is 4. 5 minus 5 is 0. Well, I'm going to reveal my next digit, which is the last. I'm going to go ahead and bring that down to make 40. So now I'm going to divide. 40 divided by 6. Well, I know 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. So that's too much. So I'll use 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. I'm going to subtract. I'll borrow from the 4, and the 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. So my answer is 896, remainder 4. This remainder is less than the divisor, which means I've done it probably correct. Hopefully my math was right. And I write this as an R4, remainder 4. So I can make 896 groups, and I will have 4 pieces left over. All right, I'm going to do another problem. I'm going to actually turn my paper the other direction so that you can see how this would look if I wanted to put each digit into one of the columns on the binder paper. So I'm going to divide 2 into 3,303. My division bar is a little long, sorry. So I wrote my steps up here so I can kind of track through those, and I'm going to use my Post-it note to help me go digit by digit. So my first thing is the divisor into the 3. So 2 goes into 3. Well, I know I can do that because 3 is bigger than 2. So I'm going to put a 1 here. I don't have to put a 0 for a placeholder because I'm actually starting my division. So 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. So that's my multiplication. And now I subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. You can see I'm using my columns to keep everything lined up. I'm going to move over to the next digit. I divided, I multiplied, I subtracted, and now I'm going to bring down. So 2 goes into 13 how many times? Or if I have 13, how many groups of 2? Well, I'm going to think counting by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14, so I can use the 6. 14 is too much. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I did my subtraction. Now I move on to the next step, which is bring down. And it is a 0. 2 goes into 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 5 groups. 5 times 2 is 10. Put down the 5 at the top for the division. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. Now, a very common problem right now would be to stop because I have a 0. But I still have another digit. I'm not done because even though I subtracted, I still have a number to bring down. I can't stop until I've brought down all the digits in the dividend. So I'm going to bring down the 3. How many times does 2 go into 3? Well, I've already done this one, so I know it's going to be a 1. 1 times 2 is 2. I subtract with 1 left over. So I have 1,651, remainder 1. So I can use the columns of my binder paper. If you need binder paper, let me know. I can send some home. And I did the same steps following divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and then back to the divide until I have brought down all of the digits in the dividend. If you need any other help or you have any other questions, please make sure you come and see me. I will see you later, 5th grade.